Topic 2. Just last week, the Nintendo NX got a release date of March 2017. So I figured this is a perfect opportunity to talk about the rumours surrounding what the Nintendo NX could be, as well as what we hope it to be, and what we'd like to see from it. So, if people don't know, the rumours are that it's going to be, like, there's a cajillion rumours, but the basic rumours are that it's going to be a console, but it's also going to have like a handheld element, similar to having like a console and a 3DS. But the 3DS thing will actually be like a full controller as well, so it'll be like having a full controller with the 3DS built into it. And it will be capable of streaming the console to the handheld element, as well as it having its own standalone games similar to like a 3DS. There is also rumours that it will be sold separately, and that it will be bundled, and that the NX will be backwards compatible to a certain degree, probably not with all the systems because the architecture is different, but I'm pretty sure it's using the ARM architecture, which is the same as the Wii U, so that might be backwards compatible. I think that'd be a really good way to make amends to the Wii U audience, who's pretty much got stiffed to quite a large degree, and it's going to have some sort of integrated touchscreen. Also, Zelda is being pushed back for release with this NX, and will have a simultaneous release on Wii U, which again, I think is a smart idea not to piss off your fan base, who are the only ones who are going to be early adopters. So definitely, give some kudos to those fucking Wii U adopters, because, they're going to be pissed otherwise. So yeah, anyway, what's people's thoughts? Do they like this idea? Things they do like, things they don't like? What sounds cool? What sounds shit?
Sounds alright. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm kind of... I mean, as much as I love, like, the Nintendo games and stuff, and, like, the classics and all that, like, I'm kind of... I hate to say it, I don't know if it might piss a few people off, but I'm kind of over it. Like, unless this is absolutely amazing, then, yeah, I'm not fazed, because they've done so shit already.
All about the gimmick.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure that's fully true. It's definitely kiddie.
I don't know.
I think they've just tried so hard in the past with, like, the Wii U and all that. Like, I think they've tried so hard that it's just kind of flopped massively. So now my expectations, of course, are just the same. Hopefully they don't, and hopefully they do kind of bring out something new and fresh.
I mean, they make great games, but it's like you're saying, the past 2 generations, they've relied on these gimmicks that one paid off amazingly and one just tanked,
It's more just like, I'll believe it when I see it.
Great games thing either. They have a few absolute
Mario Kart. I mean, I'm not particularly into Smash, but people have Smash. Mario Galaxy. There's some big hitters. Zelda.
Yeah, but they're not.
A lot of the games are dross, in my opinion.
They're not serious games. Do you know what I mean? They're not.
No, they
Zelda
are.
will be great, and the Marios will be great, but they don't have the expansive titles.
They are serious games, but they're not core games. I think that's the difference. It depends what you sort of want for it. Like, Zelda's probably their biggest core first-party game. And
I know loads of people who've just got a Wii U for that and stuff.
I think that goes toe-to-toe with, like, anything out there from almost all third parties. But I get what you're saying for the other ones. They're definitely... They feel like a more casual experience, even if they're not, per se, technically a casual experience, excluding, like I'm saying, the Zeldas and the Metroids and whatnot.
I mean, like I said, I like the classics. I love Mario. I love all that kind of stuff. Like, but I just hope it's cheap, because I ain't gonna want to spend hundreds of pounds on a console that's just gonna play fun games. And I know you said they're serious, but I ain't gonna want to pay like 200, 300, 400 quid for a fucking Mario.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. They've got to get the third parties on board, right? They can survive, and they can survive to a certain degree fine with just using their first parties, but that didn't pay off well for the Wii U. Even if the NX is amazing, they need third parties to get people like us into the fold who aren't Nintendo fanboys. That's the only way they're going to ingratiate a new audience. So
they're going to have to properly pull things out, because they have done so shocking in the past. There's going to be a lot of people with like us that are already going nah. So they're going to have to.
I'm interested, but
something that could possibly
definitely
help it along, I think, is if they made a great Pokemon title.
Yeah, But I think that's what
something
they're going to do.
Something along the lines of Pokemon Coliseum, but for the new generation.
If they imagine if they've got
that,
if they've got that at launch, because I think they're queuing up the titles for launch, because the Wii U's been quiet the past couple of years. Really, I mean, it's had some decent games, but if they launch with a Mario Galaxy or whatever, a Zelda, and a Pokemon, do you know what I mean? That's a strong
that'd be enough. I think that might be key.
Yeah, we've said it before. The PlayStation, it's arguably doesn't have a first-party title aside from like maybe Bloodborne or something worth, going crazy about. Worth buying a console. If you're not,
Can you tell me what other games there are apart from the 3 that you've just listed?
What do you mean? Like what games they do?
What good games? What good games would make it worth buying? Because literally, you've just said them 3 games, and I've gone.
Metroid, Smash. I'm not really into Smash, but some people love it. I don't know.
I don't know. I really can't think of many, but all the titles are kind of cutesy. You've got like Harvest Moon, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like there are some. There's the Metroids and the Mario Karts, and there are Splatoon's a good new title. I don't know if that's first party or second party, but
I've seen it, and it's all for the kids.
I haven't really played it, but I think it's had rave reviews, and I think it'd be fun. I think I'd probably quite enjoy it. So it'd probably be like a refreshing break from
that. Where Nintendo falls down is that PlayStation and Xbox have all embraced that the older audience is the one you want to grab.
Yeah, the core.
They've got money.
Core gamer. Yeah.
And it's nice for the kids, but
£100 nice, not £300 nice.
They do buy fucking Nintendo stuff and the NX and stuff. It's just your core games aren't there, so people who want a more like hardcore experience or whatever, you're not gonna find like a first party Last of Us. You might get a third party game like that, and that's what I'm saying. You need to have third party support to have a core audience. To have a core games to get that core audience in. Sure, you can survive to a certain degree on the Nintendo faithful, and you can get in new kids and all sorts of stuff. But it doesn't matter how many like whistles and bells the NX has got. If they don't get third party games, they probably can make it so they're profitable, because first party games are worth well more than third party games. But they're not going to be on the same level as PlayStation and Xbox. They're just going to have to decide we're separate from them. We're not competing with them. We're our own people. They're just a thing.
Definitely.
Nintendo's a separate thing. That's what they have to decide if they don't get third party support.
But again, they're going to have to be keeping an eye on the price.
In their handheld consoles.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
the
others can't compete with that, and that is where they excel.
That's because people don't want that super core experience from a handheld. Otherwise the Vita would have blown the 3DS out of the war, which it didn't, because people don't want a super core, hardcore sort of thing in the handheld. They want games that are long and that have that core thing, but that's where Nintendo's strengths are. They walk that tightrope between casual and core, and that audience is perfect for handheld. So I could see them easily still owning the handheld market for years to come, but consoles, they need third-party support. And that's the thing. The 3DS, think about it, the 3DS has shit tons of third-party support.
And I love it still, but I haven't bought any other consoles from Nintendo for a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't think I will. I think
the last thing was probably the GameCube.
Well, it's excellent to have a game at home and be able to take it out with you wherever you go. I love that. I love the idea of that. However, it depends how they style it as well. The 3DS folds into a little thin flat rectangle. Put it in your pocket. Put it in your bag. What is the shape of this going to be? Because I hate to say it, but I think that makes a big difference.
Massive difference.
But here's the thing though. Handheld's got a lot of competition now. When the 3DS came out, phone games weren't really a thing. Now, everybody plays phone games. Like so many people. Like we probably don't. I don't that much.
I do.
Like, but
They're not great.
we're in the minority.
I don't think. I mean, the exception of some old titles coming out on phones, I don't think they've got a lot of depth. I think there's a
they're
lot
time
of trickery
passes.
to them.
They're
Yeah,
time
but
passes.
Nintendo are reaching out into that market because they've made this like massive deal with DNA, who's a really well-known mobile publisher, and they're collaborating, making games together. So, like I'm saying, that they again can maybe bring mobile gaming up to a certain degree and walk that tightrope again between casual and.
This is where they're going to struggle.
Core.
This is where they're going to struggle because I bet you 95% of the population that have got phones and they play on their games on their phones. If Nintendo are honestly serious about bringing out a decent game, then I think they're going to flop because of the battery life. Phones these days, the battery will be absolutely drained. Like I've got this, yeah, massively. I got my phone now probably only about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and I was like, oh my god, the battery's amazing, it's fantastic, and it's like, yeah, it's better than my last one, but it's still shit.
How long can you? Have you got the same phone as me?
One up.
What have you got?
I've got the X5. Is it Sony Ericsson X5? Z5, whatever.
Yeah, I've got the Z3. How long can you game for? Because if I've got a intensive game on, I can maybe get 2 hours or something, or maybe 2-3 tops, and the battery's fucking dead.
Okay, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I don't really spend 2-3 hours on phone games, if I'm honest.
Well, I don't either, really, but I've extrapolated from. I probably spent maybe 45 minutes or something, and then I extrapolated from that with the battery I had that I'm only going to get maybe 2-3 hours before I'm into that 5% or whatever, and I'm like, well,
I'd probably say a bit more. I'd say a bit more than that.
I think they probably know what they're doing a lot with that. The 3DS, you get a good 5-6 hours out of it before the battery needs charging.
What you've got to remember as well with phones though, that DS, that's pure gaming, whereas your phone, you've got your Wi-Fi that drains it, you've got your location, Facebook.
We're talking about the thing that comes with the console itself.
Yeah, that is a point. But then V was saying the shape. If it is more like a controller, which it needs to be for a console, for the console part, that was always a problem with the Wii U. Is this shitty tablet thing, which wasn't even a very good tablet. That nobody liked that control. No. Not even the hardcore Nintendo fan really liked that control. So
But if it's controller shaped, I don't want to put it in my bag.
Yeah, again, that's another point. But
and on the flip side,
maybe they've decided that they don't want to go into that 3DS space anymore because they think it's a declining space. Maybe their idea is let's hit parallel to that space and go one side with the mobile, hit hardcore on that, which they're definitely doing, and then go the other side with this more core experience, more almost like a Vita-esque experience, but then works as both a gamepad for your console. So even if, the handheld part of it's struggling, you're always going to use it as your fucking gamepad. So maybe that's what they're thinking there.
I guess. I see trouble ahead for them as always.
I don't know. I don't necessarily. I'm not. Some people are saying it's like a doombringer. I think it's hit or miss. This is either going to be a skyrocket to be competing on equal par with both Xbox and PlayStation, or they're going to be fucking just in the toilet again, and they're going to decide 3 years from now that they're not in the hardware market and they're just going to make games for other
I reckon
platforms.
This is going to be if they fuck this up, this will be the last run for them. Because I heard a year or two ago.
No, they've got billions in the bank. They've got
no, of course. I mean,
billions.
but with the whole console thing and stuff, definitely. I mean, because I heard a couple of years ago that Nintendo were in some real big trouble with everything. Obviously they're making
it's just that the Wii U's doing terrible. It's financially, I think they've been profitable for a long time. It's only recently that they've had profit issues, but that's because people are talking about the NX, so no one's going to buy a Wii U because they're going to be well, I'm just going to wait a year or 9 months for the NX. So that's why recently they've not been profitable, but they've always been made money, and they made bank on the Wii. They made fucking bank on it. So that set them for a good while. But I would expect that if hardware keeps failing for them, they're going to be it's just not worth it. Let's make third-party games for everyone else, because then we can. Whereas we sold maybe 3 or 4 million copies of our game, on our small 10 million user base. Suddenly, if we have like a 60 million user base or whatever, or like an 80 million user base, including Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam, suddenly then, even if they're making less because it's a third-party game, the sheer volume of it is going to make it so it's way more profitable. And from a business standpoint, if this doesn't work for them, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just like, we're done with hardware. They might go for another handheld, but consoles, if this doesn't work, I think they're out of the game for the foreseeable future.
I don't think that would be a bad thing. I don't think that would be a bad thing for them.
I don't think it would either, because you'd have all these great games on your PlayStation or whatever.
What they do really well.
Yeah, so why not concentrate on that? Make another amazing handheld, or like, focus on like what you're good at, not what you're trying to beat everyone else at the end of it. I mean, like I said, just see how it goes, because I'm not holding out hope. Like, if it's wicked, awesome. But I'll believe it when I see it.
It's like I'm saying, though, I think they're worried to just bring out like a new 3DS, because the mobile market is encroaching on that territory to a massive degree. And that might be a losing battle, because everybody has a phone. And so many of the games are free. That market is a race to the bottom. Granted, so many of those games, in my opinion, is shit. But like I said, I'm in the minority. All the kids these days, they don't know that their first gaming experience will be mobile, because their parents will give them a mobile at a young age.
Yeah.
They won't need to ask for a console. It makes me sad as a core gamer, but I don't think consoles or anything like that's going to go away. And there's always Steam. Steam's a very different animal to that. That core experience, I'm certain, is always going to be there, even if it's just for a niche market. But yeah. Mobile is encroaching to a massive degree on all fronts, particularly handheld though.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to sit playing ages on my phone. I'd like a handheld, because like a phone holds completely different. I mean, that's a massive thing with me with like the handhelds and with like the controllers. Like switching in between like Xbox and PlayStation, or like it's a big thing for me to have something that's comfortable in my hands, that feels right and stuff. I couldn't play a serious game on my phone. Like
touchscreen rarely works. It's like, I was curious. I was thinking, because Final Fantasy 9 came out like maybe a couple of months before it came out on Steam on mobile, and I was like, oh, maybe I should get it. But then like I'm realised, hey, your battery life's fucking shit for games. You're probably gonna get, like I'm saying, 2 or 3 hours, and then it's this touchscreen thing, and I don't want to play like a long form game on a touchscreen. It's fine for a time waster or something that's like casual.
Pick up and play,
yeah. I like pushing
buttons.
Something hardcore on that.
No, like I mean, for a start, like misfires all the time. Like the slightest little touch on your touchscreen with like a stray finger or whatever, and it fucks everything up. But also, I like if it's a fighting game, I like smashing into the buttons a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like that. I don't know, maybe it's just the aggressive side of me, but but yeah, I like that, rather than just playing on epoxy fucking.
It just feels right. Whereas, I mean, granted, we've trained our mind to that to a degree, but the thing with a gamepad is it was designed for games. A mobile phone wasn't really designed for games. It was more of an afterthought. You could say the same about that with keyboard and mouse, but I think that's just lucky coincidence that works really well with games for that audience, But like the mobile aspect of it, it is a territory that encroaches. I think it kind of worried them a little bit. That's why they're trying to do something. But they do like to innovate, and sometimes it pays off big, like Wii. Even though, for me, that was just like, it was a cool novelty for the first 3 months or whatever, and then you got bored of it. But I respect their efforts to always try and innovate, but I just hope that it pays off this time. It would be sad to see Nintendo completely disappear, but in the same degree, I wouldn't mind if they were just like publisher now, if they were just a software developer. I mean, it might like undermine their prestige to some sort of degree, but they're still going to make those fucking amazing games, or even if they're not like the super core experience that everybody wants, there's always going to be an audience that wants that. The Wii U is proof of that.
Definitely.
Even a system that's not great, there are people that want that are willing to put up with that.
They've come so far though. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of it is, especially like the, yours and mine generation and above and stuff. It's like the dedication to such a awesome console. What did we used to play on apart from the Sega? Or what did you guys used to play on? It's always been,
Well, because in Europe, Sega's much more of a bigger thing in Europe than it is in like America or somewhere like that. It depends on the territory whether Sega was the big deal or Nintendo. So we were probably Sega kids up to the Saturn, and then we saw how the Saturn was terrible, and we went, "Oh, that PlayStation's around the corner," and then we hopped onto PlayStation. That tends to be a lot of what happened in the UK and probably like similar territories, like probably Australia had a similar sort of thing and whatnot. But it's like, so we followed that lineage, but Nintendo's always been there. We've had like GameCubes and the SNES, and
they're always like awesome fun for like we used to spend like Sundays like messing about and stuff, didn't we? Do you know what I mean? Like all getting together and like playing like Mario Party and
a bit of a group element to it.
Yeah. It's like
Mario Party
and
all
Monkey
that kind
Ball.
of stuff.
That's a fucking great game. They do make great games, but they like I'm saying, they walk that tightrope between casual and core. So.
Yeah.
But I hope that it is successful. I hope that I think it would be good. Some of the rumors is there's going to be no optical drive. I think that could be progressive, and they could still sell hard copies like via USB in stores and stuff. So, I hope it is. I think I also kind of hope this handheld thing kind of excites me in a weird way. But then again, I don't necessarily have a dog in that hunt, because if the reviews are that it's shit, I'm just not. It's not going to hit me that. It's not going to bother me. Do you know what I'm saying? I've still got games where I want them to be, so it's not going to bother me to a degree. But I'm kind of intrigued by the handheld. I think it would be kind of cool. It's something personally that intrigues me.
Definitely intrigued. I mean, just because I'm not like all on board, it doesn't mean that I'm not interested. I'm intrigued to see where they go with it, and I'm intrigued to see how they follow through with everything that's been said about it, because obviously saying one thing, building up hype, and then the actual finished element is completely different. But I hope they do good. And it'd be wicked to have a decent console like that again, that you can have a laugh on and stuff.
I think competition at the end of the day, even if you decide you don't want a Nintendo, competition's good because it holds everybody else, all the other platforms. It holds them to a certain standard, that they know that if they fuck about and just dictate what's going to happen, like what Xbox tried to do at launch, then there's going to be pushback, and they're going to lose people to their competitors. So it's always good to have competition. I don't like monopolies because they take advantage quite often. So, but yeah. So personally, I hope the NX is successful, at least to some degree. So
we wish them well.